Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something we all deal with, health and illness. We're going to go way beyond the basics so you can sound more specific, more fluent, and, just more natural. So let's dive right in.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You want to explain exactly how you're feeling, but you feel like you're stuck using the same 2 or 3 phrases over and over. Well, this little explainer is going to fix that. We're going to give you the precise words you need for just about any health conversation. First up, let's look at how we talk about an illness when it's just starting. Believe it or not, it's not always as simple as saying, I got sick. The verb you choose can actually say a whole lot about the kind of illness you're talking about.
Okay, so the most common one you're going to hear is catch. Think of it like catching a baseball. It's for things that get passed around really easily. You catch a cold, you catch the flu. It's pretty much perfect for all those everyday contagious sicknesses.
And here is just a perfect, super conversational example. You can almost feel the cold, rainy day and the sniffles starting, can't you? This is exactly how you'd hear someone say it in real life. Now let's level up a little bit. If the illness is more serious, maybe even a little more exotic, we often switch to a more formal verb, contract. You probably wouldn't say you contracted a cold. It just sounds a bit too dramatic, right? This word, it carries more weight.
See how that works? Malaria is a really serious disease, so contracted is the perfect word. It just fits the serious tone of the situation, and it makes your description a lot more precise.
But what about those illnesses you don't really catch from someone or something? The ones that just sort of appear gradually over a long time? Well, for those, we use the verb develop. It suggests a slow process, not like a single event.
This is such a powerful and clear example. Alzheimer's isn't something you catch on a Tuesday afternoon. It's a condition that develops over months, even years. And using this specific verb really shows that you get that important difference.
Okay, so now you know how to talk about getting sick. Let's dig into how to describe the experience itself, because the words you choose can paint a very, very different picture of your pain or illness.
There is a huge range of expression when it comes to talking about pain. On one end of the spectrum, you could have excruciating or unbearable pain. We're talking a 10 out of 10 on the pain scale. But on the other end, you might just have a dull ache. You know that annoying, persistent, low-level pain that just won't go away?
And the same idea applies to the illness itself. You could have a serious illness, something really significant and life-altering, or you could just be dealing with some minor or trivial ailments. Ailment is a great word, by the way, for those less serious problems, like a little headache or a cough.
And now for some good news. When the pain finally starts to go away, a fantastic phrase to use is relieved the pain. For instance, you could say, the medicine the doctor prescribed finally relieved the pain in my back. It just means the pain got better or disappeared completely. That's a great one to have in your back pocket.
Okay, enough talk about being sick. Let's flip the coin and spend a minute on the language of staying healthy and fit. Because after all, that's the goal, right? We often hear phrases like, in good shape, or to keep fit. But what does that actually mean? What does it involve? Let's take a look at some key habits of a healthy person. This is basically a fantastic checklist of natural English phrases. And I want you to notice the word combinations, what we call collocations. It's not just exercise, it's vigorous exercise. You don't just eat food, you eat a balanced diet. You follow a fitness program, and then there's the really hard part, trying to stick to your program. Using these exact phrases will instantly make your English sound so much more fluent.
All right, for our final section, I want to highlight one super common mistake that I hear a lot. And honestly, getting this right is a simple fix, but it makes a huge difference in how accurate you sound.
So, just think about it for a second. Picture a car crash. We need to describe what happened to the car, and we need to describe what happened to the person inside. Do we use the same word for both? What do you think?
Well, the answer is simple, but it is absolutely crucial. We use different words. Inanimate objects, things like cars or phones or buildings, they get damaged. But living things, people and animals, they get injured.
And this sentence just pulls it all together perfectly. The car was damaged, maybe a dent, a broken headlight, but the people, luckily, they were not injured. No broken bones, no cuts. Just remembering this one simple rule, damage for things, injured for people, is a giant step forward.
And that's a wrap. We've covered how illnesses start, how to describe them, the language of staying fit, and one really key mistake to avoid. So, I have a question for you. Which one of these new phrases are you going to challenge yourself to use this week?
Thanks so much for joining me.